Sorry, guys, caught me by mistake. No, not really. I've been missing. I know y'all missed me. I'm actually running way behind again today. Yeah, excuse the hair. I'm rocking that 70s big hair look. It's like 100% humidity here, which means, of course, my hair won't do anything I tell it. Let me jump in here. There we go. Now that won't work. Let's see if we can't do something better than that. Sorry about that sound, guys. Woo. Well, we're going to have an actual day just as soon as I get myself together here. Okay, it's in there. Close enough. Okay. I hope this finds everybody well and happy. Well, yeah, we're just gonna. It's not my better look, so let's see. There we go. Got a little music on in the background. Can't now speak. I've been up so long this morning. Got up at 5. I thought I'd be done with all this by now, but I'm not. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. Yeah, I have to pull all that back just to get the headphones to stay up there. I got a little head. It's for entertainment purposes only, so everybody can laugh at that. I'm going to be here all week. Isn't today freaking Friday? Yes, I wear all the hats here. And to hear I'm just a bit wee here of an echo. See if I can bring it down just a wee bit. There we go. So I'm rocking my Calvin Klein shirt today. Well, it's a dress. I made it a shirt. It's one of them dress shirts, and I was like, I'm not real comfortable with the length. I'm an old woman. I don't need to have a mini skirt on. So I said, I had a brain idea. I mean, really, I had an idea in my brain. I'm gonna be like this all week. So I grabbed my pair of white shorts that have a bit of lace trim on the side and the bottom. Picks out a cute pattern with roses. Went perfectly with it. And I'm more comfortable because I've got my deck shoes on it, so I don't have heels and hose, and which I still do most of the time. But I've turned a lot of the dresses into simple day dresses so that I can wear them about when I'm at home in particular. I may not stay at home, but I had time to do my manicure. Isn't that cute? So yeah, here we go. There he is. Calvin Klein. He's upside down. He's on there somewhere. And the belt. I love the belt. So, and I love Calvin Klein. I usually can rock that one. I think it's made for older women. Or maybe we just make sure that the mirror lies to us. And that's the thing, ladies. They say, oh, the camera puts on 10 pounds. Oh, no, sweethearts, it doesn't. It puts on 20. I've said this before. I'll say it again, probably. So, yes, we still have idiots protesting at major universities across the known world. Since I don't want to say exactly which countries are in on this, it's too much some days. I'm watching as NATO and the UN put the word out on poor Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Benton. It's Bibi. Hey, shout out to Bibi there. In any event, they're not going after Putin, who's been attacking a helpless country for years. These guys react. They're being attacked still. They were being attacked on 3 fronts when this came out. I mean, seriously, missiles were coming from 3 different sides. Israel got nowhere to go either. That's why the Palestinians go from the river to the sea. See, they got the river on this side, they got the sea on that side. Got Israel here. What do you think they want to do? Yeah, perfect. You go to the head of the class. So hit the share, hit the like. Pretend you don't like me. Hit the dislike. I give a shit. Put a comment in. But I'll throw this baby up to live chat. So bring it. Let's see what y'all got. This is social Woodstock. Everything goes and anything goes to a point, I should say. Because, of course, I have had them taken down before. So I tend to try to put a little bit of my life in there as well as whatever else is going on in the planet. Now, I'm not one of the reactors, so I don't pull videos unless requested. I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm a published author myself, And it's to me, it's like copyright, plagiarism, yada yada, the thing. So no, I don't do that often. Very seldom, and I would rather just speak about them if there's somebody that wants to know something I can throw in where they can go find it, or then post it myself if that's necessary. I hear a lot of them say that, and it is better for the channel, you guys. If you hit the like at least, you haven't really got into the content yet, so I forgive you for now. I know y'all miss me. Don't you know y'all miss me? I got my stiffener here. Aren't they the cutest little things? Goblets. Would you believe this is another order from Amazon? It didn't exactly come out and jump off of you that it was an inch high. So I ordered four for the bar. So now they're shot glasses. They're goblets, but they're shot glasses. So cute as shit. So just see my face when they got here. It's like, that's it. Looks so much bigger. And my son says that a lot too. And he is, and for those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm always doing something. I fiddle up here. It's a thing. It's difficult at my age a lot of people are saying, how do you do that? How do you public speak in front of maybe millions? And I'm like, God, I used to be so lucky to have that many people out there coming back at me. Oh God, that would be so cool. I'm a baby boomer, they say. I say hippie. There's not technically a difference. It's a personal thing. But for me, it's Woodstock. It's free. Get your buns in here. Let's talk about this crap. And how did they find one man guilty on 34 counts without a shadow of a doubt? Show of hands. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't get it either. Yeah, I heard some of what had taken place. And he did overstep his bounds. Enough to be persecuted? No. Nothing happened. He went a little mouthy, like Hillary did for years and still is. Just saying, you might check that. A lot of the addresses she gives to captive audiences reflect on, well, if she would have won, she should have won. There was collusion. I love that word, collusion. Look that up. It's just messy. It is. And so then we go for politics for the day. They're supposed to be convening to whatever they're going to do to this former president, excuse me. Only one that taxed the 10% that have the billions. They're the only one. He's the only one that ever taxed them, not just us. Let's see what's going on with these guys. I just tend to set YouTube to playing. Yes, we have a set of speakers and stereo and all of that. However, it's probably circa 1992. We still have DVD players, and we still have DVDs. We still have working VCRs, plural. I got a lot of that stuff. I'm like, I'm not throwing that out. They can throw it out later. My poor son. I only have one child, and he's already been through enough lately. I think I touched on the point that his biological father had passed, and he ended up his great aunt, there's Aunt Ro, my grandson's great aunt. They got together and they managed to get the cremation done, and marker set down for him. His ashes spread, so he's with his mother and them, and his brother. So that was nice. I just learned that today. So I was glad that pressure was off of him. And I can't say what they do. They just do. I don't worry about them. I really do. But they're more than grown. He'll be 45 this year, same as, well, I wish I was going on 45. Don't say yet. Something funny. What you laughing at? You gonna come here too, girly? I dare you. Go ahead. God, that would be fun if I had a lot of people that were poking at me. I do love a challenge. It's like I said, people say, how do you just get up there? It's like, at first I didn't think about it. I just didn't. I just pointed out to my family that, my son and his family and my husband, that I wanted to start a podcast, that I had been looking it up and the equipment up and all that, and was trying to figure out how to budget that, because we had just bought the big mobile RV, whatever you want to call that thing. It's a monster. It's drivable. but my husband can drive anything and has. He's out now trying to get things done for the gentleman he calls boss because when he was coming out of his stage 4 throat cancer, he beat this man was the only one who would hire him, and he still had a feeding tube as a truck driver at the time. And to get it through insurance and so forth. He had to get clearance from doctors and, but he helped him to get back on his feet, basically, because he wanted to work. He was already medically retired, but he went back to work. It's hard to stay around me 24/7. Yeah, just a wee bit. Little bit. So, where did I put that? There it is. I went through those. I went through the family. I think we're all caught up there. I don't know what y'all want to talk about today. I have live chat up, but it's Friday. It's that kind of a day. Everybody's kind of in on Friday at work anyway, trying to make sure that they can make it so they still have a job next week. That's what it is. We all live paycheck to paycheck still. I love that. Like I said, the only president that ever taxed the top 10% that makes all the money was him. He's the only one that withdrew funding from the UN and so forth because we were paying as much as 15 third world countries were together. It's way too much. If I can get that back. Then, of course, on his first day, he's had, I think it's 91 different actions that he could perform, presidential something. I forget the term now, but he canceled everything of Trump's. That was his first thing. And then it was to make sure the migrants could come through without anybody stopping them. They actually sold off what was left of the fence. The materials were already there to finish it. It was that close. So that his administration sold it. You just can't make that shit up, What kind of a freaking country have we become? They didn't know if they were coming from China or Indonesia or Guadalajara. They didn't have any clue. One gentleman was actually addressing the camera, and they said, well, we didn't get your name. He said, oh, you get my name soon enough. Looking at him like they were a roach he had to step on and dirty his feet. That was some cold ass shit right there. I'm telling you. Had it been me, I'd have shot him in these days 3 or 4 times. Get out. They don't know where they are, where they went, what they is. With nothing. So, yeah, there's still a rancher that's, I believe, in jail. Is still being tried at the very least. He's being tried. I forget where, probably Texas, might be New Mexico. One of them there along the border because they were slaughtering his animals and stealing from them, breaking into the house, stealing. Yeah. He finally ended up shooting one in the middle of the night. I think it killed him, whoever it was. I don't know what they were supposed to do. They're supposed to be allowed to defend themselves, especially in those states. And they're still in court about it. He shouldn't have been charged for shit. It was self-defense. You don't go to court for self-defense. You do now. So where's the justice, folks? Yeah, I had to circle right back the hell around there. I don't know why. I can't. I think it's because I expect other people to jump in and go, damn, Skippy. That's so cool. My little cigars. I don't get to indulge them. Basically, if I'm in there. And I generally don't smoke in the house if I do have some. So since I've got you as a captive audience, I figured, what the hell? My little cigar, and I would just sit back here and go, what the shit, people? What are you doing? It's just too much some days when I look at it. So I end up going a whole 3-4 days right through there, just like a book, just and go, okay, I'm not watching this shit today. What's on Netflix? Believe it or not, I watch a lot of YouTube. For one, I wanted to, this was my whole idea, was to get up and do social Woodstock, but in such a way that I would also learn, because I'm, of course, very new at all this. So I'm hooked into my Chromebook with a camera going, how's that? Because I have no idea. And again, you can see I'm the producer and everybody else here. I might be a little too close. People in the audience are going, oh, yeah, that was a shot of the bell. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and the rest of me too. Oh, I really shouldn't fuss because all my life I weighed, 90 pounds soaking wet. So it was time for me to gain. I didn't want to gain this damn much. So, hence the cigar. keep that under control. We have, as you all know, you've seen the kittens run across the front of the screen while we're broadcasting. So they like to do that. And I tolerate that because I think they should be able to cat however they want. And people are going, well, I don't have a dining room table anymore because we didn't need one. And we had a 6-seated table that Robert had put together himself. Beautiful. We still have it. It's outside with 6 antique chairs with it. But we didn't have, after a while, the kids do their own thing at home. I mean, my son's firstborn is 25 already. So I made it that far. I kind of threatened him until he couldn't have kids till he was 40. Figure I won't be here for that. I have to scoot. When I see what's going on with these children in these universities, again, I circled right the hell back, didn't I? I'm like, what the hell are these people's kids? What are they doing? Where are the parents? My kids will tell you in a heartbeat, being 40 odd years old, they'll still tell you, Mama, come looking for us. I don't care if they were paying to go there themselves. They wouldn't have been doing this shit, not on campus. Yeah. I went to too many myself to allow that kind of behavior. I can't understand why anybody's allowing that behavior, except they're actually arresting the presidents of the universities at the same time. If I didn't laugh, I would probably cry, throw things at the screen, that kind of stuff. You're like, okay, what next? To me, okay, you've got tornadoes sweeping across states that did not foresee these. They were never really in Tornado Alley. I've watched this here for 30 years off and on. I kept going back and forth to Texas. Thinking about Florida now. The tax base here is just phenomenally high. We can get rid of it instantly, get rid of 4 taxes if we move just 200 miles away. So we're really contemplating that. I'm contemplating just get rid of everything and just staying in the RV. I mean, we don't need that much stuff anymore. I don't entertain. I rarely go out. And my poor husband, the few times I do, it's like, what did you spend? I even tried to let him go with me, so I won't do it. See, they put those commercials on. You can hear those suckers down the block. I've heard it. I don't know how they do that or why, but they do. And I had trouble with my satellite provider as well. I have whole home Wi-Fi. And they kept running that bill up. I'd touched on this before. They said, oh, we'll lock you in at this rate, but you'll be a slower internet and everything's good. Yeah, right. Yeah, they turned off the modem. That's theirs. You can't get Wi-Fi without a modem. So you have to call back. Hello. I'm supposed to pay you $80 for what now? Oh, well, we turned that rotor off so we can lower you to the 2 inches. So we finally got some of that settled, I thought. Then we got a box with a set that you would put with it, router and so forth. Meanwhile, the old one's working fine. So I'm looking at the box thinking, well, okay, we could replace the older ones if that's what they want. I have to talk to them. And that next day, I get this Federal Express package, the note time from their company that says, send your equipment back and don't forget the wires. It goes on to explain that I now don't need these items. I'm like, okay. They sure sent that shit off quick because I'm back on your router now. And I just want to slap them. Slap them once, slap them again. Just for sniggers. Just, it's like too much, like I said, these days. And I did watch the world news today. I like the news from India, Wyan. I like the news from Israel, ITL, I think it is. In any event, there really is no news organization that I could find that's American. That's not a political channel. They say news still. And they give very insight commercials. Like, you just got to see that. Well, they're lying their ass off. That's not what the clip's about. They kept getting me on those. I was like, well, let me see what. Yeah, be real careful if you click into those. It doesn't give you a bot yet. From what I understand, it's not criminally attacking your software, but it's not what it says either. So I just quit. I guess I was up yesterday. I had too much to do, and I know y'all miss me. I have to run out sideways sometimes just because y'all miss me so much. Really hit the like bell. Surely you can do that even if you're looking at your phone for lunch. I mean, y'all have a phone in your. They are probably going to surgically place those in there. I saw the glasses. Do you see the glasses? They were awesome. I don't know how you could do this and walk, but they were doing it. Using the glasses to do this, that, and the other while they're walking around. Like, I can't. I'm one of the true blondes, I guess. I cannot chew bubble gum and walk right. Well, I don't walk like a girl. I still march. My husband will say, he notices all the time because I'll be striding evenly with him. So he says, you don't walk like a girl. I was like, fuck you. So you don't either. He puts up with a lot, my poor husband. And here we go again. I think they just want to see how many they can pack in between a song. I'm actually just playing music because I didn't want to deal with the stereo. It's just easier to put it on music channel. And they see me coming now after a few weeks of that. So they don't want me to do that anymore. Let's see. It's just tiring even to think about all this mess. I don't know what everybody thinks about this. This is why I wanted you guys to jump in. That's why I keep telling y'all I dare you. You probably just like me, and you're like, how in the hell? Where did this come from? Why is nobody talking about Putin attacking an entire country unprovoked? Not still firing rifles every day. Every day there's rockets, missiles, whatever you want to tag them as. Every day, every night. Especially in northern Israel, which is Lebanon. Loving these in there. And they were paying for Hamas. Did anybody catch on to the fact that this thing is better? It covers more area apparently than the London tube. Have you seen the London tube? I mean, that should go, y'all should go, they were using rocket launchers from a hospital. They were doing them from schools. They were doing them from people's kitchens. The tunnels would let in and out everywhere. They supposedly voted Hamas in as their political leaders. Then they started starving to death. Well, UNRWA's been running that, which is the UN division there in Gaza. And they started using the missiles from UNRWA. And then I heard they had attacked a specific school, and there were still civilians there. Now, I don't know exactly who got their wires crossed or if they even got it crossed. It was horrific to see. But again, these people are fighting for their very existence. So where's the hue and cry? Why is everybody out there going free Palestine? To do what? Do you know when those hostages, a couple of them escaped? This doesn't seem to be in the main media political channels that people are watching. Fox, CNN, just drivel. Stop watching that crap. You might as well watch a commercial, for God's sakes. What it is. It's a political freaking commercial. In any event, back to what I was saying. These people actually escaped. And they made it. Now, mind you, the Gazans have always been allowed to work in Jerusalem and along Israel. They've never been hunted down. None of the atrocities that happened on October 7th was the Israelis. And these guys have been interacting with the Israelis for a long time. And many of the Israelis were pushing for them to have freedom, that they could create their own state. So it was being worked on until they did this in October 7th and whatever is occurring now. I don't know how anyone can think that they want to do this. They don't. If they wanted to do this, they'd have blown the dome of the rock just for Snickers. They're more than capable. It's in their hands. And again, the Muslims and so forth go back and forth, back. Nobody's bothering them. They're protecting them. They're protecting their holy site. That's not put in the news. As you all know, the news. Maybe you don't watch it either. I hope not. It's such drivel. It's patently apparent. It's insultingly apparent to any of us who really want to see the news. We have to go to the German news, the news from India, the news from Israel. Then you actually find out there's a volcano going off in Iceland, and there was an earthquake. There's a landslide over here. That's not put in news. And we just say that if you want to catch a clip on YouTube or even on, because this is just an excerpt from their own channel, but you go in there because they say it's such and such earthquake or whatever. And this is what they're talking about. They're talking about Trump and being in jail, and should never have happened, should be happening now. For God's sakes, I've never heard of a body of 12 finding in complete agreement without a shadow of a doubt that a person is wrong on 34 counts. Not even a self-confessed mass murderer have I ever seen that, ever. I'm not a young chicken. I'm just saying. No, something still smells rotten in Denmark. I can't say he was right or wrong. Won't take that stance. Being in the position that he was in, no, he should not really have done that. But as a businessman, which is basically what he is and what he did when he was in the White House, didn't take a penny. He walked in there, he had plenty of money. It's not like the rest of them. Clinton, they were all off in there, said they didn't have no money. Well, I bet they didn't after they paid Jennifer Flowers all that hush money when he was governor and stealing. Yeah, he was stealing. Of course he was stealing. Then they get through the White House, suddenly they're millionaires, and they got this compound thing for everybody to go visit. They thought that they were that important? I don't see that, but they have the place. Their only daughter spent millions on her wedding. Everybody else down here, we're spending $25 to pay the preacher. We were good. Anyway, we didn't have $1 million. And if we did, we wouldn't do that. So how can they justify that? They can't justify it. I think just like in Denmark, a politician, if they want to run, have to run on their own dime, their own way. They have to go get the votes themselves. They don't have other people that do it for them. They have to do it themselves. They can't actually get a coalition of 500 people and go around and say, get this vote, let me get your absentee vote, whatever. No, they can't do that. They have to go personally to do the talks, or at least organize an event. It's done by person, and it's done in their own wallet. So if they want to, serve their country, they're literally serving their country, and they can't get out richer than they went in. There's a salary, but they have to stay by that, and they are monitored. So it's not like they're going in and come out a millionaire like all ours do. Now, I would like to know, for God's love of mercy, what anybody thinks Joe Biden really is. Joe Biden is over a decade older than me. A decade and a half older than me. How many years has he spent in the United States politics? Seated as senator, so forth, vice president, president. It's hard to say this like nails on a chalkboard. I mean, if he didn't get the shit right the last 48 years, what the hell does everybody think he's going to do with the next 4, or the past 4, or the past 10, or the... Read a book. Look it up. Google's got everything. I don't believe for one that Americans are this vapid. You'd have to be just brain dead to vote for this man. And yet, I see the signs out. I see people defending them. I'm like, it's freaking scary to me. That is scary as shit. That they would back somebody who obviously didn't do shit for 48 years, and they're going to go do it again. They should move to some of these border cities. Mm-hmm. You ever be afraid to take a shower in your own house? Mm-hmm. And that's with 3, 4 people holding shotgun at your front door. Because if you shoot somebody, you're going to jail. There's no justice. That was the other thing I wanted to touch on today. I did see some instances of justice as they put body cams on police and sheriff, and still I've seen them hang themselves on video. I'm like, seriously, you knew there was a camera there. At what point did you go, and turn that off? Well, I think they've made it where they can't turn them off now, and it's transmitted instantly, which it should have been all on, so that a second recording could be taken instantly. So they can't erase it. They can't turn them off, even if they want to. They shouldn't turn them off. It's really outed a lot of bad officers, which again is a term I don't like to use with connection of the police or the sheriff. They're not officers. Officers are in the military. I don't know how they got absconded with that. I guess because they militarized the freaking police. Hello, everybody. Did nobody get the assignment to read George Orwell's 84? Well, pick it up now. Good audio file. Even I tried that. I said, okay, I'm busy all the time. So instead of music or what have you in the background, I like Ancient Aliens too. So sometimes there'll be that kind of thing. So I said, I'll try this audio book. Oh, God, I hate being read to. So I paid for that for no reason. I just go back to Kindle and read it. And I have my own extensive library, which is supposed to be going on in the spare room. But again, we still even have most of this done. And this is another reason I'm ready to throw my hat in the ring and say, okay, let's just get in the RV and get out. He's like, I don't think you take the cat. So I was like, tough titty, they go anywhere. They curl up small. Meanwhile, he's like, But we bought this home. This is my son and his wife's starter home. And that's why we moved to Augusta, because they wanted to buy a bigger home. They had custody of my son's first child, and they were expecting a new child, which is my beautiful Zoe. So great looking. I'd have to keep her at home. She's so beautiful. And she's smart as a tack. I mean, she just is. She got it, I guess is the way we would have said it in our day. She's going to go far. She's going to go far. I hope actually I'm around to see a bit of that. So anyway, he wanted to buy, or they wanted to buy one of the new homes here that were being built. They were also transferring a new base here. It was an old base to here anyway. Yeah, a lot of people. And so they were making out all these new homes that were $250,000. But nowadays, even a small starter home like this was, it's just the two of us, and it's perfect for us. We've even turned one of the side rooms into, might as well say, an apartment, because my husband rarely leaves it. And we don't have to each watch what we're not really wanting to, or go to bed. We turned it, and it was during the pandemic, so that because he was still out and delivering to Walmart, everybody else, which is what everybody forgets, is that apparently those guys could still go, but you couldn't graduate, which we didn't get. We didn't get that at all. But he made sure that the formula was there, as he put it. So we had to quarantine him because he was just out there so much. He'd be out for 2 weeks, in for 3 or 4 days. It worked good for the marriage. So anyway, we turned it into an apartment. And it was his man cave to begin with. We just extensively added stuff, and works great. It's a good big room now. So with the attics on the other side, so the other room is smaller, which is going to be my studio if I ever get the time to finish up. I don't seem to have enough time to finish downstairs. He just bought me a new curio cabinet. I'm not sure if you can see it. I think you can see the other one. So things are all a mess up there. So that's the second curio cabinet, because we wanted to get away from the long shelves that are protected, because we're losing like 1 out of 10 things a day. Yeah, it's always fun. So these are enclosed, and that's going to help out a lot, especially since it has glass shelves. They both do. You got me one of cherry wood and one of, I think it's willow, but I'm not sure. It's a lighter wood. And generally, I don't care for the light woods, but at this point, I'm tired. I'm like, just set it up. We'll take this and put that there. But he set it up next to our staircase. And the cats already go. It's like a treadmill for them. It's like you see the little houses on TV and stuff. So they use this. They dip in and out, and It's funny. It's like I call it the Kitty 500, because they're when they get in a mood. They don't do it often, thank the Lord, but they do it. And then it's just sit back and have some popcorn, because they're not stopping. They will go through you, over you, around you. They will go. And it's kind of fun to watch. And I'll rate them. That's an 8. That's 12. So they don't care. They know I don't really mean anything. I can see that every once in a while. Well, it wasn't a really big needed supply of that. I don't know what was in here, but there's a little bit less of Mm, mm. Butterscotch. Oh, sweets this morning. Mm. Yeah, I thought I was a little late. Usually I'm on between 10 and 12. And I just couldn't get myself to get in here this morning. Every time I started to come in, I said, oh, let me go and see what this is doing. Let me see what that is doing. And then I was like, oh, I'm still mad about this one. So basically, guys, on Social Woodstock, I get up here and espouse on whatever the hell I like. If you want to join in, please do. We love you guys. Couldn't do the channel without you. Mm. For the rest of you, if you're popping in just now, if you're a hippie, a baby boomer, or you just want to be, whatever the hell that is, jump in. I'm not one of those who picks and chooses. Everybody's got a right. That's what America's supposed to all be about. Everybody's free. I got a bridge out back too. Ready to go. And again, people go, how can you get up there every day for an hour and just talk to yourself? And I'm like, I don't know. Apparently I have a really good opinion on everything. You name it, I get an opinion. So apparently this was something I was meant to do. According to a few people, there's not a lot of people on my channel. Again, at the time frame that I picked, maybe I'll do a couple in the evening. We'll see. Or throw them in. I threw some 20 different ones into Facebook so people could just troll through them and see if they liked them. And I would get back to them in the comments. So that's going fairly well. And I ended up with a lot of new people that I had to refriend because they had sent friend requests. And if you're a public figure, which is technically what they say I'm doing, is I'm a public figure. Don't you know that phones began ringing and telegraphers? She's where? What's she doing? Again, I'm not afraid. It might be, as they put it, private speaking or public speaking. To me, it's pretty much private speaking because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, really. And my stiffener helps a lot. And I put Irish cream in my coffee. It's supposed to be entertaining. So that's what I'm here for all week. I really want to hear from everybody. I want to know that there's others out there that are going, this is crap. We need to do this or that. This because I'm looking at my grandkids. I have a grown grandson. He's already been in the army and back out. He was all like, I want to be like you, Grandma, go in the army. I was like, no, because mine was peacetime. And we were the first women to train with the men at Fort Jackson. Um, we were Bravo 3rd Battalion. We were the first company of women that were not WACs. And we trained actually as the men did, just soldiers, which you wouldn't believe. Get the movie Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn. You'll get a clearer idea. In that movie, they already had us for a little while, so they kind of knew. Because training women is a little different. I mean, we could keep up with the men. You can't outclean a woman. I don't care who the hell you are. You just can't do it, especially a company of us. They could GI at 3 in the morning. We didn't care. It was clean. All of us had to have our uniforms altered, in particular me. I weighed 88 pounds, had the waiver for 10. You're supposed to weigh 98. All 5'2". When I left, I was on delayed entry. Then I got ready to go, went down there to the induction center. You know, I'd been called off. So my recruiter and everything took me up there, said goodbye. I was supposed to be going. Suddenly, I mean, I've been there all day going, what the, was listening for your airplane because I had the ticket. And it was some people come out and they go, oh, you're going to do this one. Here's your voucher for the hotel. I'm like, excuse me? What? I had never been away from my adopted parents. And I don't know if they had been my foster parents a few years before that as well. So I was always a foster child or an orphan, basically, the whole time. So I didn't really go out to friends' homes. I didn't have friends in So this was all new to me, and I was very reticent. And no one told me at that point that all that luggage you don't need because you're going to get issued stuff. You're not going to WAC. They never said this. They just sent me to the hotel. 6 weeks later, I'm running out of cash. I don't know what's going on. Technically, they don't have to pay me, obviously, 6 weeks later. And they're paying for the food in the room. And I didn't smoke at the time. But I ran down. I would eat something real quick or get it to go basically to my room because I was so uncomfortable. Never been in a hotel, especially by myself. They gave me a huge room with 2 beds. Oh, I would love that when I'm running around now with someone again. So finally, we go off. We get in. We got the plane thing, and then we hear, "Welcome to Columbia, South Carolina." When they land, and we're like, "Oh, there was other women on the bus. Not a lot of us. There's probably 8 or 9 of us, and." Like, that's not Fort McClellan, Alabama. Why are we in South? Okay, well, just get off the bus. I had a 3-piece set of luggage, a camera around my neck. I was wearing a suit that I sewed myself. All 88 pounds of me come bouncing out as the last one. Didn't like that. I got to pick on you. Drop and give me 20. 20 what? Actually, I wasn't that bad off. My cousins were in the Vietnam War, and I lost several, but a couple of them came back, and they gave me some quick drills, and I was a gymnast, karate, all that stuff, fencing. Tennis, you name it, I was out there doing it. So I was fairly strong. I could lift my own self up and down. So I knew what they wanted. I was teasing. You can't do that either. Dead serious. Yeah. 3 days later, they put you in front of a camera and throw this piece of uniform on you and some a hat that almost fits. And you're looking around for a camera and they're going, "You're done next." Give me this stuff back. You still haven't slept. None of your issue fits. You cannot be a smartass there. I tried that. I had 3 stripes when I went in. Most of us that go in, like my grandson, don't even have 1 stripe. You got to earn it. You got to be E1, E2, E3. I was in E3, enlisted 3. They were still working around with corporal. So, boy, this confusing itself. It was just running that little blue ball, and now they've slowed down my speed. So again, I don't know whether I should do all this other stuff. I got to get hold of them again, and I really just want to go. This is why people plant bombs. Harmless maybe. A little firework thing in the mailbox or something. You still can't get them in town, even though it's no longer a pandemic. You couldn't raise them when there was a pandemic. They were working from home. Yeah, the Riviera maybe, but I don't know about how. There they go again. It's hard to tell sometimes, I swear. We've got all kinds of high temperatures out here today, too, with Robert out in that. I'm not too happy with that. So I'm about to run out of my time, I see. I'm going to sneak my cigar a little bit. That's my kitten in back. I call her Fast Walker. She goes and stops. And stops. Funny as hell. She's about 8 weeks old now. She was brought to us barely had her eyes open. Apparently, one of the neighbors found it in the road, and they didn't run it over. They got out of the car and got it and turned around and came back to ours. Because we do feed the animals out back that are feral. They run around through the neighborhood, so they pretty much get a little bit of kibble from everybody. But we put a can of moist food in ours twice a day. And they're so safe with us that there's 4 moms out there. But they all had about 4 kittens each at the same time. And it turns out the one that they brought to our home, which my husband took her because they said they were just going to put her on the sidewalk where they found her. And he's like, "Give her here. Get the bottles out there. I'm going to go off and get some formula." This is like midnight. So he's off getting baby kitten formula. And this kitten never cried, never fought, none of that. In fact, I just gave her a bath a little while ago again, and you can see her on the carpet, but she's got a twin outside. And it's just, I ended up having the twin in the house one night because it was storming. I opened the back door for something. I can't remember what now. And she popped in. And I didn't know what to do. So I ended up picking her up because she was only about 5, 6 weeks old too. And she wouldn't drink the bottle. She cried. There was totally a different thing going on with her. She cried and cried and cried. And my husband and I said, like, what should we do? The mom's out back, probably, but I can't put her out in the storm. So we kept her until the storm stopped. I went and set her back on the step, which she was at when I brought her. Well, she brought herself in. And now she's a loner, turns out. But she sure had a fit about being indoors. Whereas Fast Walker here, I call her Gizmo too. She looks like the little gremlin before it got water. And she's so sweet. She's the sweetest little baby. Even bathing her, she doesn't like it, but she doesn't really fight. She just trusts me enough to do that. Whereas, like I said, her sister just screamed and screamed and screamed, and I wasn't bathing her. So we've had this one since she was probably 3 weeks old, maybe. Her eyes had just opened, and she had an infection in one. It was just another cat we got had the same problem, and it did the same thing. I freed it from a shelf, and it stepped into the hand that was supporting the shelf. So that was some fun trying to wiggle that about, and had to bring her in. Then she was losing the eye if I didn't do something. She's fine now. She's fine, and it's nice. Every one of the cats we have here are rescues. Every one of them. We started off with the one, then my husband found one at Petco, and it was two. And then we ended up with a whole little black family. All four of the kittens were completely black, and the mama. Long story short, it was caught in a net. We had the one and the mama, found the other three a week later, brought them in. And then we've had another three come in if we include Fast Walker. So we are covered up with cats. I don't even know if they allow you to have that many, but they're all registered with the vet. So I'm assuming nobody's got a problem because we've had them spaded and all that stuff done and shots, and it's expensive to keep up just with their shots and to keep them neutered. The first parts, anyway, because we had quite a few boys in particular. But now everything's kosher except for the ones outside. Well, we finally got them. My husband reached the ASPCA. They were somewhere he was that he just went and talked to him because he knew I'd been trying to reach him. You can reach him, but you can't get through to get assistance. You can only donate. That's what they have on the website, donate. So you can't get them to say, go to this shelter. That we have a kill shelter, so we just can't do it. But they know now, and they told my husband, just take pictures of them and send them to us, and we'll be on the lookout for them. Because I had been going to .com, and they said go to .org, and then I can find them and download the photos, and they'll do their best to find homes for them. And they work in the general area, so that might be our last, hope. Have you ever tried to photograph kittens? Oh my God. We have a dining table back there. It's our second glass table. We have 6 chairs on it too, cushions on it. Well, the squirrels got to them one year, and we've had them 10 years, so a long time. But the cushions started their wear and tear. So we finally donated them in the the greenhouse guest house, in the greenhouse. And after that got taken out by a tree. So we had to put up a different one. So we moved them into there. And then the rest of them, we weren't going to keep or replace them. So we put them down under there with a tarpaulin over the table so that at least in the spring rains, if they could dash under there, it'd be fine. And they do. And so we do everything we can just to take care of the outdoor ones, even to heating the area they're in. So it's, we're really tired, and it costs a gun, and we can't catch them this time. It's like they caught on. A little one here in my headphones, that's all I can hear is. Let me see if I can't grab it. Fast Walker. Fast Walker. Hey. Say hi. How about it? How about it? Say hi and clean. No bite. That's what she does. Hi. Say hi. Yeah. Say hi. She's not going to do it. She's just a chewer too now. She's still cutting her teeth. And it's like a little human 2-year-old. You can't keep up with him. Say bye bye. Say bye. She has the prettiest blue eyes. So does her twin. Her twin is a little lighter than this. No, I'm sorry. She's lighter and the other one's darker. It's hard to tell down there. Yeah, I worry because mommy has long nails on and you have a little tiny mouth. So say bye. I'm going to put you back on mommy's chair. Okay. They do crack me up. They really do. So if anybody's watching here in Augusta, hi, welcome. Hit the like. Throw something down in the comments. See, now my entire house just went out and back on. I know you saw that. I'm like, what the? It doesn't do this. But whenever I'm on broadcasting, every time it pulls up the air conditioner, everything crashes and comes back within like a second. If it's more than a second, it would crash everything completely. And it's only doing it when I'm online, live. And I tend to do a live broadcast so that if I got you guys, I'm going to catch you. Those of you who still want to remember Woodstock and being cool in the 70s, being ice in the 80s, and then the 90s, we were plateauing. We were like party animals. By then, we had it down by the 90s. In fact, we forgot to stop till we looked around and said, "It's 21." When I wore a flapper dress for Halloween. 20s. It's the 2020s. I thought it was appropriate. One of my favorite shows is Miss Fisher, Australian company, broadcast that one. Now I think you have to go on to Acorn or something. I can't believe what they've done to slice up PBS. Masterpiece, Acorn. These were all shows we all watched for free on the public broadcasting system. Now nothing's free again. Everybody's being priced right out of freaking good shit. Some of this stuff is really worth seeing. Some of the documentaries and so forth, the recreations, are more than worth seeing. But I don't know if everybody wants to join 15 places so they can get like season one after, part two. And there's 12 seasons. And they divide the seasons up between. I can't lie. You can't make that shit up. If you turn that off and just, like I said, turn the router off, try to get PBS TV. And nowadays they just give you a tablet. But you're usually watching these little Japanese cartoons or Miss Kitty or count to 12. 4. I think some of the adults learned how to count that way. Mind you, I had my son and my grandson go through Sesame Street before it was gone. And the parallels that they can share with each other are pretty cute nowadays. It's cute to watch a 25-year-old go, well, back when. It's still there. It's not back when for you. You're 25. Get a grip. Cute, though. It's really cute. So I guess today I've asked you guys what you want to do. And I mean, pop in here. Let me know. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you think. That's what it's for. It's for us to stand up and go, I'm pissed off and I'm not taking this shit anymore. And that's what it's for, as far as I'm concerned. It's free and it's a live example of where, in particular, the age group that's being taxed to death. They're like, how do I? You can't leave shit to people because of the death tax. Now, the death tax was really bad. Then they came up with, that's right, folks, second death tax. I want to deliver the second one personally. And I watch so much paranormal stuff. It's like, who do I go for first? IRS or I want to go see Windsor as a ghost. I could travel around. It's free. I see a lot of people are afraid of death. It's not that we're afraid of death. We're just afraid of how the hell we're going to die. We know we're going to die. We're not afraid of that shit. I used to think it was so funny when people went to funerals, and I don't go anymore. My husband, I've been through too many. But people go, oh, they look so good. No, they don't. They're dead. Oh, they look so great. No, they don't. They're dead. Like, oh, God, so I could do that. Finally, I think in my 30s, middle 30s, I decided, no, I'm not going to go. Well, she looks great because I'm dead. I don't need you looking at my ass. I'm dead. I'm pretty much a personal kind of person, too. I'm very private, which is hard to say when I'm doing this kind of thing for fun. I'm still very private in most areas. So I went with cremation. That's scary, too. They're going to do what? For how long? So you're like, oh my God, and I'm how old? I mean, you actually wake up and you find that you're this old, and you're like, no way. You check on this stuff. So, again, it's entertainment purposes only, and I try. Bring your asses up. Come on. Surely there's a challenger out here that wants to say something, do something. I'm wrong about something. I'm right about something, 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 something. Come out here and give me something to latch on to. Cowards. I ain't never met a coward who was a hippie or a baby boomer. I'm teasing. Which y'all know anyway. It's not like I need Will Smith to come up slap the shit out of me. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Will Smith, sorry, not sorry, me. But my time is almost up. And I also saw where Princess Catherine, was not going to get better from cancer. And it's breaking my heart. Her kids are so young. It's terrible. It's just terrible. And so many people want to be a part of that, and it's very private. There's no reason for them to be bothering this young lady. It's bad enough. But she's saying goodbye to her family, maybe. I've been through that with both my own and my husband's cancers. And we were very lucky, I think. He took chemotherapy twice and then stopped. I refused it. Went through 6 surgeries, but I still refused it. And that's what kept us alive, I think. So we didn't do the chemotherapy. Because everybody we know in the family or friends, as soon as they started the chemotherapy, it didn't take long at all. And they would pass on. So maybe we were just stubborn. I know I'm stubborn. Like talking to folks like I know what I'm doing. uh, maybe at my age, I'm kind of close to knowing what I'm doing. This is a trial run, I wear all the hats. So come out here, tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me to do something because I'm tired of me. I need you guys. I love all of you guys. I really do. It does help the channel if you hit the bell, hit the like, share it a little bit. Give me any suggestions you want. Tell me I am good. Tell me I'm not good. I don't really care as long as y'all jump in here at Woodstock and tell me something. Let's go find out what the world is really damn doing. There's certainly enough of us podcasters on there that this could be happening. Shout out to Joe. I think he's doing fairly well. You know, there's quite a few that I could mention, but y'all know who they are. So, since I can see my clock is ticking away, I'm going to have to ring off. And I hopefully see you guys tomorrow. And in the meantime, throw something, like I said, in the comments. Come see me. Toodles.